This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Straight into the giveaways to keep everybody interested. Double pass to see the Fremantle Dockers take on the Western Bulldogs this Saturday night. Game's at 5:40 is the bounce down. Let's hear it for the Purple Army from the Bankwest Best Seats in the House and the Len Hall tribute that takes place before then. Make sure you get there early.
It's incredible.
Freo do a magnificent job. Sean Darcy joins us. Sean, that is a special game. It has been for the club for a long time.
Yeah, it's really special, especially the minute silence, and you get to stand with a few war veterans who, have fought for this country and, sacrificed. So
spine-tingling stuff, it really is.
Really, when the minute silence and there's 50,000 not saying a word, and you're looking around, it's crazy.
And it's also your 100th game.
It is, yeah.
It's a bit of a milestone. That's
finally
exciting.
got there. Yeah, it took a while. But 100 games, knocks that one up.
Oh, Ross Lyon used to say, you're not an AFL player till you've played 100. So
yeah, I got that one too. Yeah. So,
I mean, not yet, but on Saturday.
You're also not an AFL player unless you've had 3 surgeries. I got that one too. So.
Oh, no, you've nailed it.
Yeah,
okay, that's great. And also now, if you do have children in the future, father-son rule comes into play. So that's great news.
There
you go.
Most definitely. You got family or friends coming over? For the game?
I just have mum and dad. Most of friends are playing footy back in Melbourne, things like that. So, I think they're on the plane tonight and they'll get there. So
that is exciting. You know, this weekend's game actually means a lot. And not only because it's the Len Hall tribute game, Fremantle do such a great job. Kelly Black, I've mentioned her name, but she does put on an amazing show. The thing is, you've lost 3 in a row.
We have. And
I like to say, I saw Fifey on the TV the other night, and he was saying, Nat, the trend is that we've been playing quite well until last weekend against the Eagles. But the trend also says that you've lost 3 in a row. Are you hearing me? So where do you sit on that, Sean?
Yeah,
and why
it's frustrating.
we so crap on the weekend?
Yeah, we were terrible. We got bullied. We lost contests. We didn't have the boys playing their roles, so... they have a really simple game plan, and we didn't adjust to it.
Was it complacency? Because everybody expected the Dockers to win.
Yeah.
No, not one single person would have tipped West Coast. I think I did, but but that was as a joke more than anything. But so was it that? I don't know. Does complacency come into it?
Yeah, I think there's. I remember talking to Nathan in my first year. There's a difference between going at 98% and going at 100%.
Yes.
And I think in AFL, it's so, especially this year, it's so close, it's so tight even that anyone can beat anyone on a given day. And if you're a little bit off, you are a lot off.
Yeah, and if the other team has a really good day, because clearly everything fell into place for the Eagles.
Yeah,
they hadn't played that well. They were good against Richmond, but they were great against you guys.
They were, Nat. It was interesting because it actually was a couple of individuals, and this happens when in any game, right? So a couple of individuals have moments, and then the next person's able to have a moment, and then the next person's able to have a moment, and then all of a sudden they're all chipping in, and that's what you want to see from your team from the get-go. But the one thing that pissed me off a lot, Sean, if I'm going to use that language, is the fact that
Sean, it is your
was
word
a
for
derby.
the day.
Yeah.
So you can have days where you're not at your best, and that might happen to other teams. But when there's a lot on the line because you're playing your arch rivals, and to get worked like the boys did on the weekend, I mean, you see that highlights of Fifey just getting pushed over by Harley Reid. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. And we don't shy away from it. We were, pretty brutal in the team review. We didn't like what we saw, so we've got to be better. And started training.
So in that team review, can you talk about what that's like? So is that the whole team has to watch a package of stuff of lowlights, I suppose, from the game? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so we
and then you talk to one another about it?
Yeah, we break it up. So you go mids, so mids will have their review, then you go the whole review, so we'll do trademarks, which is things that are non-negotiable that we've got to play, so, and then we do team defence, then we do offensive
and so when
coaching.
They show you the footage, and then you have to talk to one another about where you all went wrong.
Why were you standing there, Sean?
God, that's so brutal, isn't it?
And most of the times it's genuinely, you're like, what are you doing here? And you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it wasn't a conscious decision
I didn't mean
at the
to
time.
do that. So it's pretty brutal, but it's like the best thing is everyone's... Yes. No one's above feedback.
Equal.
So, it doesn't matter if you're Caleb Strong, Andy Brayshaw, or Nathan Fife, or you're playing your first game. You're all it's all on the board and you can see it, and there's no shying away from it. So
there's no shying away from the fact you haven't been able to score over 10 goals in the last month. So how are you gonna work that into the system?
So we think we're moving the ball okay.
What we decided to do was kick some more goals.
Our last kick inside 50 has been terrible, and we're not valuing it enough. So again, it starts at training. So we've had some new drills that they've implemented, and then we've tried to simplify the focus of what we're doing rather than overcomplicating it. So everyone's on the same page.
Is that a trap? Is the overthinking thing a trap you can fall into?
Oh, massive trap.
Yeah.
You try to do too much. You're like,
try too hard.
I'll do this. I'll hit this inside 45 that's 50 metres away that none of our smalls have set up for crumbing methods and things like that. So predictability is what we want as a team. And
so it's a kind of back to basics kind of vibe.
Well, it doesn't help you defend either. Like what Shaun's saying, you kick off, you pull off a kick that it might be an absolute ripper, but you can't defend it if it doesn't come off.
And then it bounces back too quickly. Yeah,
I think that one of the things that I was watching on the weekend was some of the ball movement inside the first 20 minutes of the game was stuff that you'd highlight as Justin would and go, have a look at us. We moved the ball, transitioned the ball from D50 to about the 50-metre line or around the square, and it was first class. Some of that stuff was first class. The handballing was first class in and around the contest in the first 20 minutes. And then slow ball movement in those, even though it's really quite methodical, allows the opposition to fold back, and it makes it difficult. So is there a case that you get to a certain position, just you got to play on with a handball receive?
Just so we've talked about it, that we don't want to go wide too. So if you're in the corridor, you want to go straight at the gut. So there was times where we're in the corridor and we're switching to the wing or something like that, and that allows the roll around and team defence to set up. So if you're in the corridor, you can go both sides of the 50 rather than
straight down the guts, basically.
I'm making the most of Nathan not being here because I'm asking the footy questions.
Particular questions. But also I get the feeling that if they do pull this off on Saturday, you're going to go, I told them to do that.
No, not at all. No, I reckon it's going to be a really difficult game. Here's the other thing, as Shaun knows, the Western Bulldogs smoked Fremantle last year. It was about round 4 or 5. Absolutely smoked them. They got the balance wrong in their contest the whole night through, and the Western Bulldogs walked away really well. They're coming off a win.
Yeah.
And this is a big, big time game, Shaun. Big time game. And I know you got together at at Cottesloe Beach yesterday.
Did you?
And the vibe was strong. The vibe was strong.
Good. What did you do? Did you all have a bit of a swim together? What did you do?
Yeah, so those days are our walkthrough days, we call it. So we get there, we have centre bounce meetings, team meeting.
At the beach?
Yeah, midfield meeting, and then do some upper body, some touch.
And fish and chips for lunch? Or?
And then a coffee afterwards for the boys. So it was good. That's the thing about football. You can't really wait too long and be down in the dumps for
you can't
there's
dwell
a game.
on it. You've got to get up.
If you're getting to Thursday, Friday, and you're still thinking about Saturday's game, you're really behind because you got the next week to prepare
You've got to
for.
focus.
So
you're always facing forward.
That was big hours that we were beaten. We were beaten comprehensively, but we can have a bad game. We can still have a really good season. So.
Well, you're a bit grateful for the fact that Harley Reid did play well, because that was the focus of all the coverage in the paper, rather than that you guys were bad, but just that he was good. Did that take the pressure off you on Monday morning?
Not really. No. Big fellas, he's in the back page every day.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? And now he's on the back page because he's not playing.
Yeah. Extraordinary.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, but, we're excited for tomorrow night, and we can't wait.
Oh, looking forward to
We just want you to be happy.
I thought you were good. I thought you did some really good stuff on the weekend. Look forward to it continuing, mate, against Tim English.
Yeah, it was a good battle. I love going against Timmy. So we've been playing against each other since we were probably 16. So, it'll be exciting.
And happy 100th.
Happy 100, mate.
Thanks,
good job.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
It's great to have Jeremy McGovern in the house after a great weekend. 2 in a row, it's all happening. And he probably walked in here this morning and thought, geez, I've gone to the next level, security everywhere. And that's how it should be when I enter this building, Gov.
Yes, there was a fair bit of security floating around.
I know, that's because you're a winner now. See? Things have really changed.
It's funny how it changes pretty quick.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, very quick.
In fact, Caroline Kennedy was at the match on the
really?
weekend. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I hope she's a West Coast supporter now.
Maybe she's like the magic talisman that brings victory.
Maybe she might have to move over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Full stop. Yeah,
we'll find a spot for her.
Hey, Gov, you just mentioned the footy world is such a strange place. So 14 days ago, probably people were saying that you could win the wooden spoon. 2 weeks later, 14 days later, finals.
Yeah.
The team's turned it around. Look at them go. How do you stay even keeled?
I think that's most. I think most footy clubs internally know where they're at and what's going on and what they're doing, and so I think it's just internally just listen to what we're doing in there. Like you said, it changes very fast. Yeah, very very fast. But for us, we know where we're at and what we're doing and where we're trying to get to. And if people are talking finals, that's cool. Whatever. Better than wooden spoon, that's for sure. But yeah, for us, it's just making sure we're doing what we can within those four walls and staying as level-headed and as process-driven as we need to be.
Now, in the off-season, we know that you and Elliot Yeo went to some super clinic in Qatar.
Yeah, Aspartar, yeah.
What the hell happened there? Because both of you are in amazing form.
Yeah, look...
Clearly, it's a magic place.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Aspartar would love to hear that. Yeah. So, yeah, it is. Get it at Aspartar, everyone, if you get injuries. But, no, we just went there purely in our off-season to explore something different, I guess, outside of the norm. And obviously, Harry Edwards went as well, and we've been all pretty injury-prone. So it was just pretty much going over there, working with Ender King, who's pretty world-renowned in this sort of space, and it was just pretty much go over there and suss out our bodies and see what the issues are and then work on them throughout the off-season, then implement that plan into our season.
You're a very good advertisement for it. 'Cause, I mean, Elliot Yeo picks up the medal.
Yeah.
And you've been brilliant in defence this year.
Yeah.
I mean, which is not unexpected.
No,
but you're
unexpected.
Injury-free and in good form.
I think for us, it was just trying to get as much training as we can, and we've been very interrupted the last probably 3 years. So when you get a bit of continuity in your body and training all the time, it actually helps, and then it obviously helps your performance. So yeah, it was definitely worthwhile doing. Hopefully I don't have to go back there and we're all good and I don't get any more
we don't
injuries,
want to jinx it.
So they're saying that Elliot Yeo's played 6 games in a row and he hadn't played more than 5 games in a row for like 3 or 4 years.
That's extraordinary.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Heath Chapman plays his first game for the Dockers this season. I don't think he played last year. Maybe he played at the start of the year when he got injured. He went there too a little while ago as well. What kind of stuff do they implement or change because you got world-class strength and conditioning guys.
Yeah, we do.
In WA.
Yeah, big time. And the people that we got here are great. They're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was just a little bit different. So what's over there, you got to go into Aspartar and it's a huge, massive, huge facility. It's just got all the testing equipment. It's the main thing.
So it's more about the diagnosis and getting down to really minute differences in muscle strength and how your body's working.
So we got the instruments here in WA and Australia, but it'd probably take you 3 to 4 months to get in, go get your test. This took us a day.
Yeah, right.
So we're in there a day and we had all this testing,
shop,
all these treadmills, all these magnets on us.
Yeah.
Figure out your body, your composition, the way you run, all that sort of stuff. And then from there, Ender comes in and creates a program and sees the areas that you're really weak in.
Yeah.
And you need to strengthen in, and then you come up with a small program, which is very similar to what we've got, but it's actually more specific to the individual.
So it's just real fine-tuning.
Yeah, fine-tuning. So I've got my own program. Yoey's got his own. Harry Edwards has his own now. And then because we went and got the information, we're bringing it back for our boys.
Yeah.
So a lot of our boys are doing similar programs.
Were you surprised at a deficiency in an area that you didn't think was there?
Yeah.
What's your weakness?
No, so they actually said that most of the AFL boys that go over are extremely strong. The major muscles are strong. So hammies, they're all great, but it's all your small, fine motor muscles that aren't strong enough. So they're the ones that they target to actually strengthen them. So done hammies and calves. The reason we do them is because all your other small muscles around it aren't supporting them.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was that we're going in and fine-tuning those sort of areas. And also, like profiling, so Yoey's very powerful. I guess I'm a power player as well, a little bit, not as much endurance as in full running around all day, but we are burst players. So just catering the program to that burst player, so we don't need to be doing 1,000 exercises. It's only just short repetitions of different sort of movements and different things. So it was actually really interesting.
Do you get a rebate from HBF?
No, yeah, you better write that off. Don't worry about that. Your accountant should be able to come up with something there.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, it was definitely worth every cent going over and just getting our bodies right. Well, the proof's in the
pudding, and the pudding looks pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
It has been. Gov, what I loved about watching your game over the weekend, and they always say you can't buy experience, and when I was watching you, just solely watching you getting around the
field. That's a bit creepy, Sean.
He has a really great command of how the game is going. And when you're a younger player, I think you're running around and, you're running everywhere, really, because you just want to be involved and you want to be here and you want to be there. So you're saying Gov's reading the play really well and sort of. Yeah, it's quite incredible. And I know you've been doing it for a long, long time. But when you're younger versus now, do you notice any differences the way you play?
Not really. Not a massive difference. I think it's just probably more trying to communicate more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When in the past, it's sort of... You've got experience everywhere, so you don't really need to be yelling and screaming and pointing, and it's sort of we all sort of understand. Where at the moment, it's trying to actually verbally communicate to everyone.
How much can you hear one another out there? Like, is it because of the crowd? When the crowd's going nuts, can you actually hear one another?
It was hard on the weekend because the crowd was absolutely pumping.
Yeah, they're up
and
about.
But no, you can a little bit. A lot of it's through the back line and stuff. We can hear a little bit, but it's just trying to calm the boys down in those situations as much as possible and keep a level head on what we're doing and understand where we're at and what the game's doing. So it's just trying to communicate it.
The Eagles have always been successful when Tom and the Governor are playing well together.
True.
And they did that on the weekend. No Tom this weekend after being suspended.
Oh.
No Noah Long, he's injured.
Yeah.
No Harley Reid.
No Harley Reid. And there's one more that's missing as well.
Is it?
I think there's 4. Oh, no, there's 3 out. Sorry, 3 out.
Yeah,
there's only 3 out.
3 out. Obviously, Tommy, I think, is extremely stiff with the... Yeah. It probably is there until 2 weeks ago until someone else got off.
It's tough, like, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, but obviously Longy's out with a little bit of a niggle, and then obviously Harley's just been rested, which is fair enough, and it's not.
So what's the thinking behind that? Just that young body, high demand.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah, he's been a little bit sore for a while. Like he's just come into the system and thrown straight into it, and not too many players, young players anyway, come straight in and play straight off the bat. Yeah, and they straight into the AFL system playing day in, day out. So for him it was just we needed to give him a bit of a spell. Yeah. And don't worry, the whole club, everyone wanted him. We all want him out there for sure. I'm sure the fans do as well, but we just think it's the best thing for him.
Yep, and he's gone back to Victoria to catch up with the family.
Yeah, mate. Like, as you know, the pressure and everything that's not the pressure, but the hype and everything around him at the moment is huge, and he's done such a good job handling it. I think this is just a good move just to help him refresh a little bit with that sort of stuff, refresh his body, and then hopefully he'll punch out the rest of the year for us.
Yeah, the local media's not going away either this whole year, so that's going to be interesting how the back end turns out.
He's got to start playing a bit worse. No, he doesn't. He needs to keep doing what he's doing, but if he keeps going the way he's going, he'll be fun bait for eternity.
The hype is warranted because he's a prodigious talent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
But you think about how good Ben was when he first started playing. Nick Natter's guys who were, you go the number 9s, for instance, Chris Judd. None of them had been exploited like this.
No, but I mean the news is a different story these days.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, but at least it's all positive for him. Yeah. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah, that's true.
And finally, we haven't mentioned the Gold Coast Suns playing away on Sunday. They're going to be a difficult matchup, these guys.
Yeah, definitely. They play extremely well at home, which we've seen, and their best footy's right up there. Their contested footy, their stoppage stuff's top 3 in the comp, if not the best in the comp. So we'll have our hands full for sure, but it'll be a good challenge for us, and it's a long trip to Goldie. We fly to Brizzy and then drive the bus down to Gold Coast. So, long trip, but it'll be good for the boys.
Sing some songs on the bus and stuff?
Yeah. Well, we'll try. I'm not singing. The young boys can sing, and I'll critique.
Good luck, mate.
Well Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Mate. Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.